a homespun house. My name is Molly, and I am very grateful to you for coming and spending a little bit of your morning, afternoon, evening with me. I hope that you're able to relax and just sit and knit, or do whatever you feel like doing, because I feel like that's one amazing thing about knitting podcasts. You can just sit and do your own thing and take a little bit of time to indulge in something for yourself and something that you enjoy about, because lately I have just been receiving so many wonderful emails about people who, they're sad as well, because it's about a lot of people who don't have a big knitting community. And that's just one thing that is so fantastic about knitting podcasts, because it's the same for me. The only person here in Berlin who I know that knits is Tina. And as you guys know, she has a new job and she's really, really busy with her new job. And I know a lot of you guys have wanted her to come back on. I've welcomed her to come back on whenever she would like. She's definitely, allowed to come over and be on the podcast, but she is very busy. She's working in the morning, and then she goes and picks up Emma from Kita, and then they have time together, and it doesn't really leave a lot of time for, filming a podcast. So I think when we did it, it was something that we did during the day when the girls were at Kita. So even now with Ruby here, it makes it definitely more difficult. So I would love to have her back on. I went to Tina's house last week, and the girls played, and we just sat and knit. And I knit on my Exploration Station shawl, which has been so much fun. I have been enjoying this knit so much. I feel like I'm making really good headway on it. I have 3 more panels left. I have the sassy slips, I have just the garter ridge, and then I have the lace panel. I'm not going to be doing the lace panel just because I think it's way, way too feminine for Robert. So I think I haven't really decided yet what I'm going to do. I'll have to think about it. I thought about maybe doing another row of brioche, but I don't know if that will fit into the texture really nicely. If I will extend the sassy slips or the garter stitch, if I will do a ribbing at the end like the campsite shawl that he wears a lot, I don't know. So the Exploration Station is it's a shawl designed by Stephen West, and he has been in Berlin a couple of times, and he has been having some little knit nights at some shops, and I don't know how I am missing out on these. It is so frustrating. I will see on his Instagram that he was in Berlin, and I'll be like, oh my goodness, Robert was here this evening. He could have totally watched the girls, and I could have gone and hung out at a knit shop here and spent some time with Stephen West. So I've stopped in the middle of a row, which is a little bit ridiculous. I don't know why I did that. But as you can see, I finished all of my wedges. I've done the brioche, which was so easy. I was really impressed. It wasn't even necessarily something that I feel like I had to pay particular attention to. I do notice that my gauge is really loose on the brioche section, so I could definitely see going down the needle size when I do brioche. But I really, really like it. I want a hat, I think, for myself, a brioche hat. And I know there are a lot of really nice, neat patterns, but it was a lot of fun. It's definitely something that I can see doing a lot more of. I love the effect of it. I have the wool barn yarn here, and then on the back side I have the skein yarn top drawer sock. So the brown is Hue Loco. Oh goodness, I don't think I have the band anymore. And then this is, oh my goodness, I'm terrible today. I know it's the Squash Blossom colorway. I can't remember. But anyway, so now I'm on to the Sassy Slips. I have done 2 repeats, a total of 6 I need. So I need to do 4 more. And they're fun. I'm finding that the shawl, as I've kind of learned how to do the wedges, it's definitely something that you have to think about, but you don't have to overthink about the shawl. So I have really, really been enjoying it. And right now it looks like I'm on a row where I just need to knit. So I would just love to sit here and knit on this. But I know I can't because I need to podcast and show you guys what I've been working on, so that's definitely not something that's possible. I'm knitting these, of course, on my Carbons needles, 4mm, I believe. I love knitting on these. I think they're so much fun. They're just smooth, perfect. And I am knitting these. I have them inside of my Knit and Stitch Bits bag. I absolutely love this bag. Elodie really, really loves snails. When the springtime comes and there's lots of rain and just snails all over the ground here. I've talked about this before, quite a while ago, because when I first moved to Germany, it was such a strange thing. I was like, where are all of these snails coming from? Like, why does Berlin have so many snails? It's nothing that I ever grew up with. I had never seen snails unless I was at the seaside or something. I think the first time I ever saw a snail was when we visited Bar Harbor, Maine. When I was, I don't even know how old, 12, 14 years old. I think it was my most favorite holiday that my family ever took. I had so much fun there. I was a terrible kid, and now when I think back on it, I just think, why? I took snails and sea stars, and I took them from their home. Like, now I feel really guilty that I did it, and I remember I put them in a box, and they dried out, and those were like living things. I don't even want to talk about it. It makes me feel almost emotional, just because it was such a terrible thing, really. Anyway, off of that subject now. Yeah, I had never really seen snails until I came here. And after it rains, they're just everywhere. You find them in, the bushes and just walking down the sidewalks. And so Elodie loves them. She likes to look at them. She likes to find them. She just thinks they're really cool. And so when I saw this bag on her Instagram, I told her that it was such a cool bag, and I love the pink flowers, and she was really, really nice and gifted me this bag for Christmas, so I'm very, very grateful for that. So thank you very much. I love it, and this will definitely be a bag that I treasure. So that's my exploration station. I'm having a lot of fun with that. And I was talking about Tina, that I knit on my exploration station while I was there. And it was an easy thing to do while the girls played, and Tina and I talked. And yeah, so Tina will be coming over tomorrow evening, she and Emma. When I was little, my mom always had these. I've told this story. I probably tell it each Christmas, but for those of you who are newer viewers, I kind of want to talk a little bit about it again, because it's a tradition that we have, a tradition that I had when I was little, well, that my parents had for me, and it was just something that I really, really loved. So, my mom would cut out so many Christmas cookie cutouts when I was little, and of all different shapes, angels and gingerbread and snowmen and wreath and holly leaves and Santa Claus and Christmas trees, just so many different things. She has definitely the Christmas cookie cutout collection of vintage cutouts and new ones. It was just always something that I really looked forward to. And growing up, my mom always listened to Mario Lanza and Bing Crosby, Rosemary Clooney, Nat King Cole, all of those. Burl Ives. He has such a fantastic Christmas CD. I, of course, love the Raffi Christmas CD just because I love it. Old Toy Trains, that's just such a sweet song to me. And now it makes me think of Elodie because I sing that to her quite often when she's falling asleep. So anyway, my mom would cut out all of these Christmas cookies, and she would make all of her homemade cream cheese frosting, and she would have a white one that wasn't colored, and then a green one and a red one, and maybe even a yellow one. I think a yellow one as well. And then she had tons of different colors of sprinkles and things to, decorate the cookies with. There were lots of different options. And then I would normally have maybe my best friend Katie, Brittany, maybe one, two good friends over, I think. There maybe were 1 or 2 Christmases that I had a couple more people over, but generally it was 1 or 2 really close friends. And we would just listen to Christmas music and talk and laugh and eat probably half of the cookies that we decorated and decorate cookies, and then they would take theirs home, and we would have our cookies all the way up until Christmas. And my mom made so many that they definitely probably lasted up until Christmas morning. As I grew older, my mom still did the same thing, but there is a bakery, I think it's Fosdale's, is the one that she used. She would purchase then cookie cutouts, just because it took so long to make all of those things. And she already had her own holiday prep and things that she was doing to get ready for Christmas. So I think as we got older, maybe it wasn't as exciting to help her, cut out the cookies. We had our own agendas. We were busy with our friends, growing into our teenage years, but it was still something that I enjoyed. So she still went ahead and bought those homemade. They were homemade, just not by my mom. She still made all of the frostings and got all of the decorations for them. And so that's something that I've continued. We did it last year for the first year with Elodie because she had just turned 3. So I thought it was a good year to start the cookie decorating tradition. So I will go ahead and cut out all of those cookies and make them all by myself. Today, actually, as soon as I finish podcasting, I'll cut out the dough. There's a recipe that I use that is delicious. It's a really, really good one, I think. And then I'll make my mom's same cream cheese frosting. And we'll just have a couple of sprinkles and probably some nuts to put on top of the cookies and just have fun with it. I know also Elodie and Emma will sit and eat the cookies, and probably Tina and I will eat the cookies and have some coffee. So listen to some fun Christmas music, probably German Christmas music. As I'm thinking about it, I'm almost positive that we left Elodie's German Christmas music CD in Robert's sister's car. Which is a little bit sad. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. I'll pick the girls up early from Kita tomorrow, and then Tina will come a little bit later after work, I think around 4:30. Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to that. I know Elodie and Emma are really excited about it too. It will just be a lot of fun, something exciting to do leading up into Christmas, and something to look forward to for her every single year. So, speaking of Christmas, one of the things that I did make was an ornament, which is gone. We had our Yuletide Joy holiday swap. I had mine with Meredith from the Wool Gathering podcast, which I've talked about before. It's a really, really fantastic podcast. I love Meredith and Natasha's personalities. It's definitely one to check out if you haven't seen it yet. They're really sweet. They have a really nice chemistry. They really care about each other and what each other is working on. I feel like their podcast it's just a homey, comfy podcast, which is my favorite kind. So, yeah, I sent off her little Christmas ornament that I made. And also, speaking of Christmas, we had the first Christmas gift that I knit, which was the exploration station. Of course, I have been working on my grandma's foraging mittens. So, I don't know what is going on with me, why I'm having so many mishaps in my knitting. But, as you can see, I have a mitten with no needles in it. And there's more in the bag, but a big thing of just yarn noodles that I had to rip out because I was knitting 2 left mittens. And with the foraging mitten, because there is this pattern on top, you definitely have to be aware that you're knitting a left mitten and a right mitten and be paying attention to that. And I was just in knitting dreamland, I feel like, and I just kept knitting and knitting on them, and I don't even know when I realized it, what made me realize it. I just remember, I think I was going around and counting my stitches, and then I thought, oh my goodness, I'm not supposed to have more stitches on the first needle right now. I'm supposed to have more stitches on the 3rd needle, because I use double points when I've been knitting these, and the pattern is mostly written for double points. I mean, you can use a magic loop, but I feel it's definitely the easiest for double points. I have a hilarious donut progress keeper on here. I don't sell these in my shop. And I don't know if it's something you guys would be interested in selling, but it's something that I purchased. I thought about selling. I don't know if they're too big. But I like them. I think they're fun. I would never use it as a stitch marker. I think it's something that you could only use as a progress keeper just because it is so large, but I love it. I love to sit and look at that. So yes, that will definitely be something that I will have to take with me to America, because I know that there is no way I will finish that. Yeah. So this week, what my main goal really is to work my booty off on the exploration station, because I know that there is no way I can knit that when I'm in America. I'm going to be with Robert the whole time, and he can't see me working on that. Even though I don't know if he would know it was for him or if he would really pay attention, I definitely think he would. I think he would say, oh, what's that? What are you working on? You know, that looks really, really neat. I think it's something that I have to finish before we get there. And it works perfect because Robert is gone. I'm in Oldenburg. So I have a bit of nights that I can, you know, sit and work on this, and I think I'll get it finished before he comes back. So yeah, I have faith in that project and in getting it finished before we leave, and I think it will feel so amazing to have it finished. I'm really excited to gift him his socks and his shawl. I'm working on another project for him, which I know is just crazy. I feel like I need to knit something for myself. And I will after I finish these, but... So I'm not sure I even remember what this pattern is called. I think it's called the Simple House Socks. And this is a pattern that I first saw from Melody of the Bee Mandarins podcast, and she was knitting a pair of these for her partner. And then I saw that Danny had knit a pair for herself from the Little Bobbins podcast. And I just really, really loved them. And they might look a little bit silly right now, but I have right now the little part where you stick your foot in, finished. I'm knitting these for Robert, so this is a free pattern. I'm not giving anything away. And I've been looking at this pattern forever. And like I said, once I saw the 2 of those girls knitting these, I thought, okay, you've got to do it. And I've been talking with Danny a bit about it, and we were just kind of enabling each other. And so last night we both cast them on. I think she maybe cast on a pair for David. I'm not sure if she cast on a pair for David or for herself. But yeah, so it calls to cast on, I think, 40 stitches. I cast on 44 for Robert. And then it tells you to knit this garter ridge for 32 rows. I did it for 40 rows because Robert has huge feet, and he has a man foot, so I just thought I think this is definitely a better idea. So I am knitting this out of, this is just some really beautiful special wool that I've been saving for years. I don't know if it's 5 years. I've knit a shawl out of it, and I have a bit left. I hope it's enough for 2 slippers. I'm kind of thinking it's not. I think I will have to change something. I don't think it'll be enough. But, so I'm knitting it out of this. This is some hand spun from a farm near my parents where they're living. I'm pretty sure. My mom and dad bought this for me. It is a 50-50 baby alpaca goat, which is really neat. It's a 2-ply of this really light gray and almost black gray yarn. It's so soft. It's really wonderful. And then for this part, the garter stitch, the texture section, oh no, I don't have my yarn with me. I must have accidentally put that away. I bet I did. For the textured section, I have doubled it because it calls for 2 fingering weight yarns or a worsted. So I have the Wool Barn. It's kind of like a light baby blue, almost teal tweed that I knit that with. So then for the foot, I've doubled it with some Regia, just deep gray tweed. So it's pretty. And now as I'm talking about it and showing you guys, I'm almost thinking about ripping it out. Just because I feel like there is no way there will be enough for his feet of this. I don't think that that's enough. I mean, it was just one night of work, but still, it stinks. I would rather, though, I guess, rip it out than to knit an entire house sock and realize that I have to knit the other one completely different. That would just be, honestly, a total bummer. I would not be happy about that. So I have to think about that. I'm knitting that on my Zing circulars, 4mm. I really like them. I really, really like the Zings. I think they are a lot of fun to knit on. So the final thing that I have been working on, I would love for you guys to guess, and let me know if you guessed right, is my Cozy Memories blanket. Did you guess right? We were at my parents-in-law's house for St. Nicholas. I don't even know if I talked about this on my last podcast. I'm almost positive I did. I said that we were going there. So we went there on Saturday and we came home on Sunday, and it was pretty nice. It was busy. We went to the teeniest Christmas market I have ever been to in my life. Before we went there, my brother-in-law was joking and said, "Oh, I bet there will just be 3 stands there." And I laughed and was like, "Yeah, sure." Because usually there are 100, you know? Plus, there are a lot usually, at least in Berlin, but I know Berlin is massive. So we went there, and I bet there were, oh my goodness, 8 stands. And they weren't even like exciting stands. It was like each stand you could get Glühwein and maybe Bratwurst or something like that. So every single stand was the same. They did do face painting, which thank God they did, because if they hadn't done that, I think Italy would have been like, "What are we doing here?" It was freezing. Robert's dad just wanted to take the kids there, and I desperately wanted to go. I thought, you know what, I want to go to a Christmas market before we go to America. It would be really sad if we don't get to go to one this year. So we went to that one. It wasn't the most exciting. It wasn't wonderful by any means, but I was happy to get out in the fresh air and go, you know, spend some time together. So, all right. So what have I knit on my Cozy Memories blanket? This is completely squared off now. Well, it's a rectangle, but and I definitely have been thinking about all of the ends that I have to weave in. I have no idea what I knit last. I think I knit this one or this one, but I do know that I've definitely knit 4. So this one, this one, this one, and this one. And these 4 are all from Maya of the Wool Barn. She sent me some minis quite a long time ago, and I'm just now getting into them and knitting them all and enjoying them a lot. There is a lot of BFL in here, and I haven't knit with a lot of BFL. And this BFL is way more, I don't even know how you would explain it. It's from Eden Cottage, and it's very papery. It's way more hard than my BFL. My BFL is really, really soft compared to that. So, but the colors are really pretty. It definitely has picked up the dye really nice. It kind of feels almost like a Polworth in a way. But I've just started dyeing on some Polworth. I have some Polworth sock yarn and some Polworth DK yarn, and oh my goodness, it takes color beautifully. I feel like that would make really, really, really nice socks. Speaking of Maya at the Wool Barn, I received some beautiful yarn from her, and this is in her alpaca sock. It's a 4-ply fingering weight yarn, 70% baby alpaca, 20% silk, 10% cashmere, and this is her denim colorway, and this is her natural gray colorway. And so there are 436 yards, 400 meters. I could definitely, oh, this is just beautiful. I think these will have to be knit together in a shawl. And Maya has new labels, I see. They look really nice. Really, really, really nice. So those are beautiful. Absolutely stunning, Maya. Thank you very much. Other thing that I purchased is this amazing wool felt project bag from the Fawn Knits. So she had posted this on Instagram, and I saw it and thought, oh my goodness, that is definitely my colors. I am so obsessed with peach lately. I feel like I need that project bag. And she paired the most perfect zipper with it, Lara of the Fawn Knits. I love it. Put beautiful contrasting fabric. It's funny, when I have a bag with contrasting fabric, I see how kind of like exciting it is. I don't sew contrasting fabric in my bags just because I really love to have the sturdiness of the canvas in there, but I think this is maybe my first project bag that I've had that has a contrasting fabric in it, and I really appreciate it. Kind of makes me double think the insides of my bags. And then as a gift, she sent me this just matching Notions pouch too, which also has some really pretty floral contrasting fabric in there. I really, really like it. So that is exciting. I can't wait to put a pretty project in there. I haven't used them just yet, just because I wanted to show you guys. And it's really neat to see the different way that the fabric has been dyed. This side is definitely way more tonal, and this side is definitely more of one color. I like this side the best. So those were really wonderful to get. Lara also included some maple flavored luch bonbons, or I don't know what they're called in English. Is that ridiculous? And they are delicious. I've had 2. Robert had 1. There's 1 left, and I'm just kind of saving that. It will be delicious, I know that. So I'm going to put my Cozy Memories blanket away. And oh, there is something else that I've been working on. Here, I thought that I finished talking about all of my projects. So, of course, I have been knitting a little bit on my socks. I haven't done a ton, as you can see here. I've just knit this much. I kind of want this to be something that I'm working on when I'm at my parents' house, something that I'm working on leading up until Christmas, and then I think I will just wear them on Christmas morning. So the goal is to have them done for Christmas morning. I'm just enjoying knitting on them. I have, from Robert's mom, when I was there, she gave me some apple crumble hand cream, and I just put that in there. It's fun to put it on my hands, and it smells a little bit artificial. It's definitely not the most wonderful hand cream, but it's still nice. It's still nice and fun around the holiday time. It's definitely not one that I would use more often, but I like it. It's nice. So a little bit of shop talk now. I'm going to talk a little bit about the shop, and then I'll go ahead and talk about America, my Wisconsin meetup, and things like that. So I have so much yarn in the shop. Last week, I think I dyed about 300 skeins. So there has been a lot of yarn that has been in the shop. There are also a couple of spots left in the Harry Potter yarn club. I'm so excited for that. It will go out I don't even remember. There are dates on the purchase if you want to go ahead and have a look at that. So January, February, and March, they will all go out. And I just wanted to show you some highlights of things that are in the shop. There's a new colorway that will go up in the shop, and I just love these. These really remind me of the mermaids in the Black Lake. In Harry Potter, actually. So I love those. They're really, really, really pretty. And then I have, that's on Olsen. I've brought my Olsen base back. And then I have Blush on Bakken. This is just a really pretty, lot of different tones of pinks, creams. Almost an oatmeal with speckles in it. So there's a bit of that. I think there are 5 skeins left. I have Berlin Sunset. On Bakken. And then on Dale, I have the Half-Blood Prince. And then there are a lot more. The favorites, Berlin Sunrise, Berlin Sunset, Birthday Cake, Won't You Be My Neighbor. A lot of other new colorways that I showed you guys last week, like Grandmother's Garden, Cake and Cookies, or Cake and Coffee. One thing though that you do need to know is if you purchase anything from the shop after Thursday, it will not go out. Thursday is my last and final day that I will be shipping. So, because we're leaving for America. So, as soon as you see the thing in the shop that says orders will not go out until, it will say the exact date from when we arrive in America, then you have to know that if you purchase an order at that point, you will probably have to wait 3-4 weeks. It's about 4 weeks until you get your order, depending upon when you purchase, when we're gone. If you purchase after Christmas, you'll have a week or so, but just go ahead and it will tell you the exact date that those orders will be shipped out. And right now, as far as shipping goes, it's really hard to say when you will receive your order. I've had things that I have purchased from America or Canada that have taken 5 to 6 weeks. I've had things that have taken 10 days to get here. It's really, really hard to say. So for those of you who are wondering how long it will take you to get your order, I'm guessing that if I ship it out by Thursday, it should be there very close to Christmas. If it comes after, I'm sorry, I can't really do anything about that. Once it leaves the Homespun House shop, it is no longer in my hands, and it's the post kind of that has to take care and do the best that they can as far as that goes. I am really, really excited. I know that we have the Harry Potter Yarn Charm Club that is coming up in the new year, but I'm excited to announce my first really exciting, all of my kits I feel like I'm excited about, but I am very, very excited to announce that in January, the first kits that I have going out will be Cozy Memory blanket kits. And what that will be is it will be a really special patchwork style bag that will be quite large for those of you who have growing Cozy Memory blankets. There will be a large bag and then kind of a medium bag for those of you who are kind of starting and don't know what in the world you would do with a large bag. And then there will be 10 mini skeins that go with that and a special charm, and then there will be a little pattern of how I do my Cozy Memories blanket that goes along with the kit, and that will be sent as a PDF. So yeah, I'm really, really, really excited about that. So that's definitely something to look forward to in the new year. Like I said, something that I cannot wait to offer to you guys. I know that it will be beautiful and wonderful and exciting. So yeah, Christmas is coming. Is it crazy? I am really excited. I feel like I've gotten a lot of my homemade Christmas gifts that I've wanted to get finished. I'm not making a lot of homemade Christmas presents, but there are, a bit of homemade things that I'm giving away to people like my mom, my grandma, my dad, Robert. Is that it? I think so. So just 3 people. In my family anyway. Or 4 people. That's 4 people. So that's really exciting. I know that when we get there, it will be a little bit exhausting when we get to my parents'. And the next day, my best friend is coming over to spend the day with us. Both of my parents will be working, so it will be nice to have her over just to hang out and spend the day. Katie, she has a daughter and a son. They're both the same exact age as each of our children, as Adrian and Ruby, so that's really, really nice. I've been friends with her since I was 2, so it's nice to kind of have our kids. I wish that our children could grow up together, but every time we do see each other, we make it a point to spend a bit of time together because we're so close, Katie and I. She's kind of the friend that I feel comfortable telling anything to. The only person who I really, feel that way about, which is really special to have at least one friend outside of your spouse or significant other who you can talk about, more serious things with. So that would be really nice to see her. Our Wisconsin meetup will be on Saturday. Saturday the 19th. Yes, Saturday the 19th. So I will post exactly where in the Ravelry group today. Exactly where, exactly what time. I'm quite sure my grandma will be going with me. My mom, maybe, if she wants. I hope that she would like to join. That would be a lot of fun. And it will be at a cafe on the east side of Madison. And the reason I'm not saying it is because it has slipped my mind. I can't remember what it's called. But we'll meet there at 11 and just spend a little bit of time. We'll probably have lunch there and just spend time relaxing and enjoying one another and just knitting and drinking coffee, and I really, really look forward to it. So, yeah, I guess the next time that I see you guys will be in America. I hope I film. I know last time in September when I went, I really wanted to film, but I was pregnant at that point. It was in the beginning of my pregnancy, and I was quite sick a lot, and I wasn't even knitting. So I would love to film with my grandma. That's kind of my hope, is that I'm able to do a podcast with my grandma. I think that will be a lot of fun, and I know that you guys would love to see a podcast of just the 2 of us really sitting next to one another and interacting and talking and sharing with you guys. So hopefully the next time I see you will be with my grandma, or at least in America, hopefully one of the podcasts. that I do will have her in it. So I don't know when that will be, if it will be next week or if next week will just be way too busy being with family and friends. I can definitely see that happening, so I don't want to promise anything, but I hope that you guys have a wonderful third Advent is coming up on Sunday, and I hope that you guys just have a really nice week. See you soon.